じゃ、俺が制御できる魔力の一部見せようか。すごい密度です。
嘘、こんなに濃いの
Anime where the main character is an overpowered transfer student and surprises everyone is undoubtedly awesome. No one can argue about its epicness. Hey guys, it's Animin here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the top 10 best anime where transfer students show their epic true power. Sounds cool, right? Alright, we are so close to reaching 50,000 subscribers, so please help me hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell icon and set us all to be notified about our latest videos. Number 10, 100. This is basically your average harem/action anime. If you don't really care about plot too much, you will love this show. The main character isn't stupid about love like a lot of harem MCs are, and he actually develops a real relationship despite the harem quality of the show. It's enjoyable to watch in that respect. Hayato transfers to a new school where he apparently scored the highest score on the big school's entrance exam in the history of big school. What the hell? Why do I keep seeing these big things? Fuck. Alright. Let's try this again. After transferring to the school, he tries to prevent a couple of students from getting expelled. He gets stuck battling the student council president of the school. The main character is that overpowered MC that we see in so many shows nowadays, but at least in this show, there are formidable foes, and with little tension. I guess they call it 100 because you've seen this show hundreds of times already. Number 9. Codebreaker. In the real world, people commit deeds through free will. Some of these are good deeds, while others are evil. In the Codebreaker world, there exist supernatural beings who are able to judge good and evil, and carry out justice with an iron fist. That's what our protagonist Uogami Rei is doing. Riding the bus one day, Sakura looks out the window to see people being burned alive with a blue fire, and a boy her age who's unharmed and standing over the people. She comes back to the site the next day and there are no corpses or evidence of any kind of murder. She then goes to the class to find there's a new transfer student, Ugami Rei, who looks exactly like the boy she saw before and wears a black glove only on his left hand. Ugami is a codebreaker, one who does not exist. He is a seemingly cold-blooded killer who follows the principle of an eye for an eye, to use evil against evil. Convinced that killing is not right, Sakura sets out to stop him and penetrate his icy heart. Number 8. The Asterisk War. The Asterisk War follows our main character, we'll call him Ayato, who has just transferred into one of the 6 most elite schools for Genestella students in the world, Saidoken Academy, where students learn to control their powers and duel against each other in the entertainment battles known as festas. Unfortunately, Ayato gets off to a rough start. When trying to return a lost handkerchief to a female classmate, he accidentally sees her changing, which leads to her challenging him to a duel. What most people don't realize, however, is that Ayato has no real interest in festas, and instead has an alternate motive for joining the prestigious school. What is Ayato's big secret? How should I know? Go watch the anime! But one thing's for sure, the hot class president is very naughty.
せっかくですから、この私を望んでくださってもいいのですよ。遠慮なさらずに。
ってちょっと待った。ごめん、それじゃそういうことで。
あら、残念。
Number 7. The Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. Ah, how refreshing. After slapping the Demon King's shit around and stealing his daughter, our beloved hero, Akatsuki, returns from Fantasyland as an overpowered main character. Then what? We see the protagonist use his newfound badassery to engage putting assholes in their place, or stealing girls' underwear? Come on! Seriously? Okay, enough with the fun stuff. The story follows a world where several young men and women regularly find themselves spirited away to a world of swords and magic called Alizard. A wayward hero named Akatsuki has come back to his world along with a beautiful girl named Mew, who is the daughter of the last Dark Lord, whom he defeated in battle. Akatsuki and his new friends must protect Mew while concealing their true identity. You know, I never had much of an affinity for big boobs, but now I keep finding myself to be more of an ass man. Number 6. Armed Girls Machiavellism. Let me tell you a story. A story of a man that gets into a high school just to find out that this school is ruled by feminism. This school was once a female school, but then they decided to open it to the male community as well. But guess what? The nation of feminism struck down and the whole school turned all of their male students into female boys in order to make the girls feel safe. The story follows Fudo Nomura, strong delinquent, who was expelled from his school for engaging in a fight where he defeated almost 40 people, and now he studies at Private Aichi Symbiosis Academy, which is ruled by a group of girls called the Supreme Five Swords, whose mission is to correct out all of the boys after the school became co-ed. He is really skilled when it comes to fighting and has a lot of knowledge about various martial art styles. He even has his own original technique called the Magic Bullet, through which he can defeat almost anyone with just a single touch. All the members of Supreme Swords wanted to defeat Nomura, but instead ended up defeated, and for some reason, they all fell for him. Please don't ask me why, because that's how anime works. Number 5. Chrome-Shelled Regios. It's time for some old anime. Leifun lives in a harsh world in the future, where civilization has been pushed into traveling settlements. These giant spheres move ahead of the various destructive creatures that wander the wasteland outside. Exiled for a crime he committed long ago, in the academy city of Zulni, Leifun is hoping to start a new life and forget his past, but ends up once again on the battlefield he tried so hard to avoid. The beginning of the story was done pretty well, and the middle is fun to watch, but in the end is a little bit of a disappointment. They get you excited about something that is about to happen for a couple of episodes, then something happens causing the exciting event to suck or not even happen. Then, in the ending, I would recommend you to give this show at least a try to see if you like it. And if you have any doubts, don't expect it to get any better. But don't worry, there's some good stuff to keep you watching. Number 4. World Trigger. In Mikado City, humans are overwhelmed at first when their weapons are found to be useless against neighbors, until a mysterious organization appears that is able to repel the neighbors' attacks. The organization is called the National Defense Agency, or Border, and has appropriated the neighbor technology called triggers, which allows the user to channel an internal energy called Tryon and use it as a weapon or for other purposes. By activating a trigger, the body of the users is replaced by a battle body made of Tryon, which is stronger and more resistant. Members of Border are divided into 3 ranks, A, B, and C, with only the members of rank A possessing the most powerful triggers, comparable in strength to those of neighbors. The story follows a Yuma Kuga who transfers to 3rd Mikado City Middle School, where he meets another boy who is a border agent. However, it turns out that Yuma is actually a humanoid neighbor, and his arrival signifies that not all is what it seems in the war against the neighbors. To be honest, I was just looking for something to watch to pass the time until a new episode of my main anime came on, but eventually this show became my main anime. I highly recommend watching it. Number 3. The Irregular at Magic High School. Watching a calm, confident, composed main character really is a breath of fresh air. A lot of people criticize this one because they feel that the main character is a little too powerful, but I think it is nice to see it once in a while. The story set in 2095, Mahoka follows 2 siblings, Tatsuya and Miyuki Shiba, who are enrolled in first high school. Based on enrollment test scores, the brother becomes a weed, a presumed low-achieving magician, while his little sister becomes a bloom, a presumed high achiever in magic. However, there's more to these 2 siblings than meets the eye, and school life at first high school will no longer be the same. This show was just... Oh man. Whole thing watched in a day, and I loved every episode. And the badassery is just at the max. Lots of bro-sis complex jokes, but it works and is actually really amusing. Number 2. The Chivalry of a Failed Knight. There exist few humans in this world with the ability to manipulate their souls to form powerful weapons. Dubbed Blazers, these people study and train at the prestigious Hagen Academy to become Mage Knights. Among the students is a so-called failure Ikikorogane, the sole F-rated Blazer. However, when the worst student in the academy sees Stella Vermilion, an A-ranked Blazer, who also happens to be a princess, naked, she challenges him to a duel with a dire stakes. The loser becomes the slave of the winner. There's no possible way that Stella can lose, right? Rakudai Kishi no Cavalry follows the story of Iki as he tries to prove his strength to a world that believes him to be the weakest, all the while gaining new friends, wisdom, and experience. This series is one of my favorites. Also, it is one of the better action, ecchi, romance comedy anime out there. It has a great story, likable characters, and really dope fighting scenes. It is definitely worth the watch, and is another one of those anime people are wanting a season 2 for.
ステラ僕の家族になってほしい
はい私を一気のお嫁さんにしてください
And number 1, Noblesse. The story of Noblesse mainly revolves around Cadus Etrema di Rezo, also known as Rei. He's the guardian of vampire nobles. After having 820 years of sleep, he's finally awakened. The world he used to know has changed so much by now, and he is determined to know about the civilization of the new world. The first half of the story mainly focuses on his high school life, as he becomes friends with athletic teenager Shinwoo, computer specialist Iken, and Shinwoo's crush Yuna. But in the second half, the story becomes much more exciting, as a number of new characters are introduced. What makes the story most enjoyable is the difference in abilities and personalities of the characters, as almost all of the characters are pretty unique, and so are their abilities. The story itself is unpredictable, as it's full of twists and turns. Apart from the serious side of the story, there are many parts where you can't help but laugh. This is the best thing I've seen in such a long time, and it's such an interesting story.
何なのこの不吉なオーラは。
腕の怪我は再生しないのか。最初はまさかと思ったが間違いないようだ。お前たちの全ては私から始まったのだ。
どういうことだ。
話はここまでだ。消え去れ。
Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment your thoughts about this video. Why? Well, it helps me to understand what part I need to improve next. Be sure to like this video, and if you loved it, share it with your friends. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook. See you next time.